Hi, I'm Tom Mayenknecht, host of The Sport Market. The 2011 Stanley Cup Final between the eventual champion Boston Bruins and the Vancouver Canucks was the most watched in North American television history, with Game 7 reaching an average continental audience of 18.3 million viewers and making its mark as the most watched NHL game ever. Yet it is also a notable signpost for just how bullish Canada is on the NHL brand of hockey and how that compares with the sport's television drawing power in the United States. Canadian audiences on CBC and RDS average about 7 million for the 7-game series, which is almost twice the average U.S. audience on NBC and Versus. Discounting the two games on Versus, the NBC average climbs to around 5.8 million for the series, still a million south of the Canadian audience. For the decisive Game 7, Canada outdrew the U.S. 9.8 million to 8.54 million. Taking into account the populations of the two countries on a per capita basis, the 2011 Stanley Cup Final was almost 11 times more popular on Canadian TV than in the U.S., and the Game 7 was more than 10 times hotter north of the border. It's an interesting comparison because for the first time since 2007, you had one Canadian team squaring off against one American team. More noteworthy, it was the first time since Vancouver played the New York Rangers 17 years ago that you had a major Canadian media market playing a major U.S. center. With one team in each country, it added balance to the per capita figures in Canada and the United States. More than ever before, one can make the case that hockey, at least as measured by this year's Stanley Cup Final, is about 10 times more popular in Canada than it is in the U.S. The comparison is more drastic the further south you go, with Canadian teams outperforming southern U.S. Sunbelt franchises by more than 20-1 in regional TV ratings. Hockey is indeed as strong as ever in the 3 U.S. Original Six markets, and it's solid in most of its northern U.S. centers. That's the good news for the NHL. Yet there is so much work to be done in the Sun Belt, some would argue too much in damaged places like Phoenix and Miami, that it makes you wonder whether Atlanta to Winnipeg is only the first of 2 or even 3 moves north. In my books, an 8 or 9 team Canadian contingent in the NHL is not a matter of if, but of when.